Your gut, your instincts, the feeling you've had that something ominous is on the way, all of it is true. But what are you going to do about it now while you still have some control? Your first step is to go to my website, preparewithjericho.com. Your next step is stocking up on multiple 1 week emergency food kits from My Patriot Supply. Priced at under $50, there's no better time to buy in bulk. My Patriot Supply is equipped to help you prepare. As the original Patriot company, they've helped over 2 million families ready themselves. These 1 week kits with ready hour foods provide over 2,000 calories every day. And they're sealed inside rugged ammo cans so they last up to 25 years. In storage, just grab it and go when crisis comes. Get these kits for under $50 this week only at preparewithjericho.com. That is prepare with Jericho. That's me.com. What's going on, everyone? Good to see you here. Welcome. Bienvenido. Make sure you get in the description box, hit the link to my new YouTube channel, Green's House, like, subscribe, and share with everybody you know. Matter of fact, share with some people you don't know. Every person you come across, say, hey, how you doing? Green's House. Bam. Hit them with that. Appreciate it. Glad you guys are here. Now, I got two things to say before I get to the main topic. Here's something that I thought of just randomly sitting here in my studio. I heard somebody listing off, white people and black people and brown people. Then it got me to thinking, why can't we call, on a societal level, why can't we call Asians yellow? Yellow people, these yellow people over here were doing A, B, and C. And why can't we call Indians, the Native Americans, the pull start, not the push start? Why can't we call them red people? Yeah, I was walking down the street and I saw these red people driving in a car. Or I saw these yellow people at the store. But you can say I saw white people at the store. I saw black people at the store. I saw some brown people at the store. So why are red and yellow off limits? And some people are actually saying, well, it sounds racist or whatever to say yellow or red. But how is that true when you can say white, black, and brown? Somebody help me out. Let me know in the comments, why is that so taboo to call Asian people yellow, because that's their assigned color, and Indian people red? I don't know. Just what's going on up here, people. Also, can I be honest with you? Is this a safe space for my truth? Fuck the eclipse. That shit's everywhere. Like if you're a little kid in elementary school, the eclipse is cool. Junior high school, even. I'll give you high school. But if you're an adult, what do you give a shit about the solar eclipse? I remember being in high school, and I could have swore, or not high school, elementary school, I could have swore that at some point in my life, I was told that the eclipse happens every 75 years. Is that a certain type of eclipse? Because I'm not 75. So why have I been around for at least two of them? I remember as a little kid in elementary school, they had the little box scene that they make where you're actually looking at the reflection because you can't stare into the eclipse and all this shit. I don't know. But to be honest with you, I don't give a shit about no solar eclipse. So, and if you have to be in the right place, some places east, I think in New Jersey or something, was like 100% coverage. Other places like 50%, 40%. I didn't notice anything. I was outside all day long doing yard work and shit. I didn't notice it get darker or anything. So I don't give a damn about the eclipse. There, I said it. What I wanted to talk to you about is the coach for the women's, the national champion women's South Carolina Gamecocks head coach. That's just funny to me that a group of mostly lesbians, their mascot is a gamecock. But anyway, she was being asked, and I think it was before the national championship game against Iowa. And a guy from Outkick, shout out to Clay Travis, but a guy from Outkick Sports was asking her, what do you think about Ku Klux trans athletes, biological men competing against biological women? And she takes a pause. And when that pause comes up, if you want to go check your emails, you got to use the bathroom. Maybe you want to start dinner and then come back. You'll have the time. It was a long ass pause. And it wasn't, it wasn't because she was thinking of how to articulate her feelings or her thoughts about it. She was thinking of, how can I answer this question without ruining my career? That's what she was thinking about, self-preservation. And then she gives her answer. But I'll get into what the NCAA requires of Ku Klux trans athletes and how she would really feel if what she supports came to her doorstep. No, you tell me. But this is the coach for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Shout out to my man Oliver Mack, also known as the right-winged angel on Instagram. But here's the South Carolina women's basketball coach being asked how she feels about biological men who identify as ladies and not necessarily surgery. And, I guess, well, anyway, we'll get into the requirements. But here's what she thinks about that whole issue. And again, there's going to be a pause. It's pretty long. So if you have other things you want to do and then come back, you'll have the time.
Chesky, Outkick coach, you just talked about, what a massive weekend this is, obviously, for women's basketball, women's sports in general. One of the major issues facing women's sports right now,
and let's be honest, if it weren't for Caitlin Clark, nobody would give a shit about this,
is the discussion topic about the inclusion of transgender athletes, biological males in women's sports. I was wondering if you would tell me your position on that issue.
There it is. Take your time.
Damn, you got deep on me, didn't you? I'm under the opinion of if you're a woman, you should play. If you consider yourself a woman and you want to play sports or vice versa, you should be able to play. That's my opinion. You want me to go deeper?
Do you think transgender women should be able to participate?
That's your question you want
basketball?
Me to ask. I mean, you want to ask, so I'll give you that. Yes. So now the barnstorm of people are going to flood my timeline and be a distraction to me on one of the biggest days of our game, and I'm okay with that. I really am.
Dan Zakrzewski.
Now, be a distraction. Don't let it be a distraction. Stay off your timeline. Focus. Why would you let those people bother you? Number two, don't act like the people who are going to be upset with your answer or disagree with your answer are wrong. So if you don't accept this, you're considered hostile. Like, most people don't accept this shit. Most people don't accept biological men playing against women. That's why there's a separation of men's and women's sports, because they're two different animals, so to speak. Men are at a certain age, males are bigger, stronger, and faster. And when you're playing sports, your size, strength, and speed come into play. Running up and down the court, jumping in the air, shooting the ball from farther distances, that all comes into play when you're playing sports like this, and in this case, basketball. So here come the barnstorm of people. Why are you automatically assuming because they disagree that they're wrong and you're seeing them in a negative way? You know this is bullshit. Now, the NCAA obviously allows Ku Klux trans members to play sports. We've all heard of Leon Thomas swimming, like a damn marlin in the water against those women, blowing them out of the water, destroying their records. And those young ladies were forced to be in the same locker room as him. So he's stripping down, butt naked, dick and all. And he was still dating women. I don't know what he's up to now, but at the time, he was still, I believe he is engaged to a woman or some shit. So confusing. Anyway, at the time, he was still heterosexual. He was still dating women. So he's in a locker room full of women, scantily clad, maybe nude in some cases, even if they're not. He was nude in front of them. How uncomfortable. And I don't believe that bullshit. We've heard that with, some of the gay athletes. Who was the first one? Michael Sam, was that his name back in the day for the Rams? How funny is that? The first openly gay football player plays for the Rams. Anyway, he was saying that, I'm here to play ball and blah, blah, blah. My teammates don't have to worry. Bullshit. If you're in a room full of those you find attractive, most of them are in top physical condition. You're downloading shit to your spank bank for later. Don't bullshit me. So if Leon Thomas likes women and he's in a room full of scantily clad and maybe nude collegiate athletes, female collegiate athletes, I think he might have been thinking of those images later on when he was trying to get his Twinkie stinky. So, coach, and she's a former Olympic basketball player too. She got the credentials. But how would you feel? Because the NCAA says that basically it's in line with the Olympics and the Paralympics rules, meaning each sport can determine what the testosterone levels need to be, and they test you before the season and during the season, and I think 1 month before a championship round. Like say they're in the championship and they test you a month before that. So what if you stop taking your meds a month before the game? Will your testosterone levels return to what they once were or close to it? And I was thinking, what if the Gamecocks, South Carolina's women's basketball team, let's say they're in the championship next year. They repeat, they defend their title. What if starting now, what if some Zion Williams looking dude, Zion Williams is 6'6", 285 pounds. There's no female basketball player out there who's 6'6", 285 pounds. She might be 6'6", she might be 285 pounds, but they're not the same in the same body at the same time. I think South Carolina, or no, it was Utah. They have a player on there who's like 6'8". She ain't 285 pounds. There may be a female player who's 285 pounds. She ain't 6'6". But Zion Williams is. Plenty of other young men across the country of that size. So what if you have somebody that size, a male that size, who meets the testosterone levels, whatever the fuck that means? He's still 6'6", 285 pounds. What female is going to stop him if he wants to take it to the hole? He wants to take it to the rim, layup, dunk. Who's going to do anything about it? Nobody. So what if you're on the receiving end of your beliefs, coach? What if another team that's in the championship with you has a behemoth like that, or two, or three, and they beat the brakes off of your team? Are you going to sit there at the press conference and say, hey, those ladies played a good game? That's what they identify as. I don't think so. I think the competitor inside of you would be awfully pissed off. But it's easy to say that shit now because those chickens have not come home to roost. Gamecocks. They're still far away. They don't exist yet. But what if they do? As the kids say, you're going to keep that same energy when you're facing Joanna Man in real life? The shit is ridiculous. You know, you ever heard the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Well, there's another saying. If it's all female, don't put a dick in it. Don't add a dick to the roster. This is ridiculous. Women play against women. But I hate this biological males, biological women. You know what the fuck I mean when I say men and women? Women play against women, men play against men. Now, would that be interesting for the first couple games? If it was male versus female, yeah. But then the blowouts would get boring. The 158-7 would get boring. Because you know, if you took the championship men's basketball team against the championship women's basketball team, oh my goodness. I can hear the Harlem Globetrotter music right now. It would be an alley-oop windmill backwards dunk fest. What do you guys think? Do you think she's right? Do you support her? I think, and she says, if you feel you're a woman, she said, if you consider yourself a woman, if you consider it, then it is. What do you think? You know what I think, but I want to hear from you, the people. Meet me in the comments section. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left. I really do. But they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass in the description section. Click that link to my new YouTube channel, Green's House. I am Jericho Green. And man, I'm out.